Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into The Startup of You by Reid Hoffman and Ben Kisnocha. And let me tell you, this isn't just another career book. It's a whole new operating system for your professional life.
So, let me ask you something. Does your career feel, well, a little shaky? Kind of like the ground is shifting under your feet? If you're nodding along right now, you are not alone. The entire game has changed. And that straight, predictable career path our parents talked about, it's pretty much a fantasy now.
You know that old deal? The one where you give a company your loyalty and they give you a job for life? Yeah, that contract is completely torn up. We've gone from hoping for job security to having to build our own opportunity security. Our loyalty isn't just up the chain of command anymore, it's spread out across our entire network. And that slow, careful, ready, aim, fire approach, forget it. Now it's a constant cycle of aim, fire, just to keep up.
Okay, so to really get a handle on where we are now, we've got to look back at what used to be. The authors have this perfect metaphor for the old way of doing things. They call it the career escalator.
For generations, this was pretty much the dream, right? You get your foot in the door, the company invests in you, you put in your time, and you just kind of ride this thing smoothly up. More money, more responsibility, more security, all leading to a nice, comfortable retirement.
But here's the reality check. Today, that escalator is totally busted. It's not just slow, it's jammed solid at every single floor. You've got new grads who can't even get on, people in the middle who are stuck and can't move up, and senior folks who can't get off. It's a total bottleneck.
And if you're thinking, okay, it's tough, but is it really that bad? Well, the book lays out this incredibly powerful, almost scary, cautionary tale to show us what's at stake, and it's all about the city of Detroit.
I mean, it is so hard to wrap your head around this now, but there was a time when Detroit was the Silicon Valley of its day. For real. It was the absolute global center of innovation, of wealth, of the future. It was where everything was happening.
So what went wrong? Well, simply put, they got fat and happy. They became so successful they thought they were invincible. They stopped innovating, ignored smaller, hungrier competitors from overseas, and got stuck in their old ways. They became allergic to risk, and worst of all, they stopped listening to what their customers actually wanted.
And this right here is the punch to the gut. The book's point is that the exact same forces, globalization, new technology, shifting demands that brought an entire industrial powerhouse to its knees are now aimed directly at each and every one of our careers. We are all at risk of becoming Detroit.
Okay, so if that's the risk, if we're all in danger of becoming obsolete, what on earth do we do about it? Well, the solution isn't a tactic or a trick. It's a fundamental shift in how you see yourself. It's this. You have to stop thinking like an employee who's just showing up for a job. You have to start acting like an entrepreneur. Your career is your startup, and you are the founder, the CEO, and the lead investor in the most important company you will ever run. You incorporate it.
A huge part of the startup mindset is living in what the tech world calls permanent beta. What does that mean? It's the idea that you are never, ever a finished product. You're like a piece of software that's always being updated, always getting a new version, always fixing bugs. As the book says, finished is an F word. You've got to be a work in progress, forever.
All right, so this all sounds great in theory, right? Be a startup. But how do you actually do it? Let's get into the practical playbook. First up, figuring out what makes you different in a really crowded market.
See, your competitive advantage isn't just one thing. It's a puzzle made of three constantly moving pieces. First, you've got your assets. That's the stuff you have right now, like your skills, your money, your contacts. Then, they're your aspirations. That's what you care about, your deep down values and goals. And finally, the big one, market realities. In other words, what will people actually pay you to do?
And the trick, the absolute goal, is to find where those three circles overlap. That's the sweet spot. A great career isn't just doing what you love, and it's not just doing what you're good at. It's finding that magical intersection where what you have and what you want meets a real need in the world.
But look, in a world that changes this fast, you can't just find that sweet spot and then coast. That old school 10-year career plan, it's basically a joke now. You need something way more agile, something built for change. And that's where ABZ planning comes in.
Okay, this is super powerful. Plan A is what you're doing right now. It's your current job, your current thesis. You're constantly tweaking it. Plan B is your pivot. It's what you're exploring on the side, maybe a side hustle, maybe a new skill you're learning. It's what you could jump to. And then there's Plan Z. This is brilliant.
Plan Z is your lifeboat. It's your totally reliable fallback plan. Knowing you have a Plan Z is what gives you the courage to take smart risks with your Plan A and Plan B. And finally, we get to the last part of the playbook. And honestly, this might be the most important piece of all. You cannot do this alone. You just can't. Every single successful startup has a team. And so do you.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? You can be the smartest person in the room with the best plan in the world, but if you're playing a solo game, a team will beat you every single time. Your network isn't just a list of contacts for when you need a job. It is your personal board of directors, your intelligence agency, and your support system.
And the book points out something really crucial here. You actually need two different kinds of relationships. First, you have your professional allies. These are your ride or dies, your small inner circle you can call for real talk and support. But just as important are your weak ties. These are the acquaintances, the people you kind of know who hang out in different circles. Why do they matter? Because they are your #1 source for new information and breakout opportunities. You need both depth and breadth.
So let's bring it all home. The big idea here is that you are not a passenger on some career escalator anymore. That ride is over. You are the founder. You are the entrepreneur. You are in the driver's seat of the most important venture you will ever run. So I leave you with this one question to think about. What is the single most important investment you are going to make in your startup this week?